you are in court because your attorney is late.
Okay, so we only take a record in this court when the judge tells you to? Is this a tactic on the court's part to attempt to wear out the defendant so they can't access their right to trial?
Oh, stop interrupting me.
Well, we're not on the record.
Stop interrupting me.
Right? I mean, we're not in
Stop
court. No
interrupting me.
I mean, that's the reason I don't come to your court at 9, because I know in another court, things can actually occur.
All right, has an acknowledgement of discovery been done? Because I don't have it in the court's file.
I have signed a few of them at this point.
All right, so.
All right, this one flips the usual script. Today, it's not the defendant getting grilled. It's the lawyer getting absolutely roasted by Judge Boyd. This guy walks in with a license to practice law and somehow forgets that a courtroom isn't therapy for his ego. He keeps talking over the judge, interrupting everyone, and acting like the rules don't apply to him. But spoiler alert, they absolutely do. And Judge Boyd shuts him down in the most calm but brutal way possible. Should attorneys face tougher consequences when they derail a hearing like this? Let's jump in and take a look.
Has there been any new discovery?
Not to my knowledge.
All right, so you can make sure that the acknowledgement of discovery, the state actually has it and the court has it, because it's not in the court's file. And Odyssey is doing things on its own. So I'm gonna have y'all come back tomorrow. You're not number one on the docket. Okay. There are a couple of cases that are ahead of you, so those cases may end up going for 4 years. We'll just see where we are, okay?
That's correct.
Respectfully, Your Honor, Mr. Rios always appears, always waits all day. This is impacting his employment. We would ask that if we're not likely to be called tomorrow, that we be released. Additionally, I have experts for this trial that we have attempted to bring in, but we never know, and because the case is older now, when we should bring those experts in. So I'm going to have to approach the court and request additional funds for those experts if we're reset. So I would ask the court either to give us some preference tomorrow for trial, or if we can't do that, to release Mr. Rios so that he can go to work.
All right, be here exactly at 9:30, okay?
Okay, yes.
All right, I'll supposed to be here exactly at 9:30.
You understand? Now, Your Honor, respectfully, every time we come to court, we lose an entire day of work ourselves too. This is not typical of most of the courts in this county.
Oh, yeah, it is very typical.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
You can say that, Judge, but I practice on
And
the
say
courts.
that, and it very is typical, because every attorney that's here has a case that's set for jury trial. And this is what ends up happening. What ends up
Happening is I will allow people to go to civil cases to be out of county, and then their client is sitting here waiting for them. And for some reason, that's the court's fault. That's not the court's fault when attorneys are not showing up at 9 or whatever, and then they stroll in at 9:30 or 9:45. So what I'm telling you all, 9:30, see y'all at 9:30. Thank you. Coordinator will give you a reset form.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right,
I'm
thank
trying to
you.
make a record. I don't see the court reporter typing.
What?
Okay, so we only take a record in this court when the judge tells you to? The case was called.
No, the case wasn't called. When I call the case, I call it by the style of the case.
Okay.
All right. All right. So I'll see y'all at 9:30.
Judge, I have to ask you, is this a tactic on the court's part to attempt to wear out the defendant so they can't access their right to trial?
Oh, I find that very inappropriate to say.
This guy's acting like the court has some personal vendetta against him, when in reality Judge Boyd is just trying to run a hearing, not manage his meltdown. He's not advocating for his client anymore. He's unraveling and dragging that client down with every dramatic outburst. Judges have long memories when it comes to attorneys who waste the court's time. And behavior like this can quietly ruin a lawyer's reputation in that courtroom. At this point, the only case he's really building is the one against his own credibility.
When there is no proof and people are just throwing things out. Now, what I can tell you, and I'm sure your client is aware, sometimes when we end up coming to court, we come to court because there are discovery issues. Sometimes when you're in court, you are in court because your attorney is late. And when I say late, I mean that when a case is scheduled in this court and it's scheduled for 9 a.m. and attorneys go to different courts because they want to go to different courts first, it is not the court's fault that you're sitting here for 12 o'clock or 1:30 or coming back over break, number one, I have a lunch break. And there was a point in time where I would not take a lunch break. And the reason why I wouldn't take a lunch break is because I said, you know what?
Make a record?
I've been a defense attorney. And when I was a defense attorney, what I would always do, I'm like, I have to be in like 5 courts. It would be nice if they could stagger their docket. And so sometimes I would be here, we wouldn't have a lunch break, and I would be here till 3 o'clock. And then you know what I discovered? When I would say that I'm going to be here till 3 o'clock, I'm working through lunch, other attorneys, you know what they would end up doing? Then they wouldn't show up in the morning. They would just show up at 1:30 or whatever, because they're like, oh, the judge is going to stay there. So I stopped doing that because I need a lunch break. And that's what happens.
So then my other question, I guess, is if you're not doing this to cause the hardship, it obviously causes on all the attorneys and the defendants. Are you doing this for the YouTube? Because we don't have a record, right? Except for the YouTube.
Yes, here's the thing. You're to be back tomorrow at 9:30. You
Yes.
understand?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. And once you sign the reset form, you'll be here tomorrow. If somebody goes before you, somebody goes before you. Your counsel is well aware, or should be well aware, if he's been practicing in Bexar County,
For almost
that
20
there
years.
are a lot of cases that are on the docket for jury trial. So for example, I had approximately 40 cases down for jury trial today. And
Apparently, this guy has been practicing law for 2 decades, yet he's handling the courtroom like it's an improv class with no script. Accusing Judge Boyd of running some kind of side business off a courtroom live stream isn't just ridiculous, it's borderline unhinged. Courts stream proceedings for transparency, not profit. Any lawyer who doesn't understand that is either bluffing hard or completely out of his depth. Right now, it feels less like a legal defense and more like an accidental stand-up routine playing out in real time.
what ends up happening, sometimes people who are in custody take precedent because their cases are
I'm
older than
asking
yours.
for a record, by the way.
You understand? Because they're older than yours. So that's what happens. So then what
Complaints
ends
are
up
being made,
happening,
there should be a record, right?
excuse me, stop interrupting me.
Well, we're not on the record,
Stop interrupting me.
right? I mean, we're not in
Stop
court. if there's no record.
interrupting me.
Sir, here's your reset form at 9:30.
So what ends up happening, sir, is that people who are in custody, sometimes their cases take precedent. And the reason why it takes precedent is because their cases are older and because the jail is overcrowded. Now, as you may or may not be aware, I call the docket all the time at 9 a.m. And sometimes when I call the docket at 9 a.m., defense attorneys are not here. Your attorney knows when he has not been here at 9 a.m. and then you have to wait. And you
Judge,
need
you're
to
aware
be
that every
here,
court starts at 9.
and you need to
I
be
have other
here,
cases.
and you need to be here at 9. So when your attorney is somewhere at another court, you know what ends up happening? Your attorney has made the choice to have you sit here and go to another court before
Well,
coming
that's not
here.
exactly true,
You
because all of
understand?
those courts got
All right,
business
good luck to
accomplished.
you.
All
Thank
of us
you.
got
Thank you,
recalled
sir.
today,
Thank you,
right,
sir.
Judge? So, I mean, what did we accomplish?
Have a nice
today?
afternoon, sir.
I
Sir,
mean, that's the reason I don't come to your court at 9, because I know in another court,
Sir,
something's
here's your
gonna actually occur.
sir,
And their courts are exactly the same.
Sir.
And now he refuses to leave, like he's waiting around for bonus points at the end of the hearing. Judge Boyd is literally trying to call the next case, and he's still standing there like a piece of courtroom furniture that nobody ordered. At some point, it stops looking clueless and starts looking like he's intentionally daring the judge to throw him out.
jurisdiction.
Right, this way, sir.
Hi. All right, Mr. Guzman.
Yes.
All right, so before the interpreter came, and correct me if I'm wrong, your attorneys came forward to let me know that they just received a new indictment. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and so that indictment, excuse me. Step away.
I was doing what the court ordered me to do and checking on the discovery.
All right, so what ended up happening is your attorneys. All right, the way people treat people, which I find very odd.
Honestly, this lawyer treated the courtroom like it was his own open mic night, and Judge Boyd shut that down fast. Showing up late, bringing attitude, and then accusing the judge of running some kind of YouTube side hustle, that's not just disrespectful, it's completely out of touch. Courtrooms aren't there to protect fragile egos. They exist to keep order, enforce the law, and move cases forward. And this guy walked in acting like all three were optional. Let's be honest, if your lawyer falls apart over something as simple as scheduling, how is he supposed to handle real pressure when it counts? Judges absolutely have the authority to hold attorneys in contempt for disrupting proceedings, and she would have been fully justified here. So what do you guys think? Is courtroom professionalism starting to disappear, or was this just one guy putting on a circus act? Drop your thoughts below. And if you enjoy watching courtroom chaos get shut down with precision, hit like and subscribe.